What's up, guys? JP here with Leprechaun Fantasy Workshop. Happy St. Patty's Day. It's good to see all you guys. As you can probably already tell, we did get new cameras to the stream, so there's a new orientation. Hopefully not as many technical errors that we were going on with. So today for the live stream, for the Crafter's Art and reviews, I wanted to talk about how I start doing prep work on models. So some of you guys know I've got about 4 or 5 active model builds going on, not to count my 3D printed stuff. So I'm currently building a semi-tractor trailer, a reefer 53-foot trailer for the tractor semi-rig to pull, and then I've got a 32 Ford and the Titanic that I'm building all at once. And how I keep things separate and organized is kind of what I was going to talk about, as well as getting ready to paint stuff. So we're going to get into it. I'm going to flip over to talk about kind of my organizational trays and then go from there. So bear with me one sec. I do want to grab one thing too to give you guys a show. I wasn't originally going to talk about it, but it just makes sense for the prep. So give me 1 sec to grab that. Alright. As you see the new orientation that we have, who the camera actually works for once, and we're actually using the DSLR on so you guys can see better. So what I've got here in front of you, in front of me, is it's really cool. It's a spruce holder that I can, when I'm building a model, I can have this. Now my desk is full of crap right now because I want to show you guys a bunch of stuff. But I can set this down in front of me, and so this is all the stuff to my 32 Ford. Now, I don't know, if they made this explicitly for model builders, for building cars or ships or something like that, but every time I look this up on Amazon, and I will throw a link in the description, everything else is linked, but I wasn't going to originally do this, but I figured this is a major part of prep, so I might as well talk about it. Every time I look this thing up, it was always associated with Gundam builds. So I don't know if it was designed for that, but it's really simple. It's so if I just take some of these things off of here, all it is just kind of like your I'm gonna call it like a dish rack you would see in your dishwasher. So the spruces, just you have your spruce, boom, and it just slots in. And it's just really easy to put them in there. You can orientate them however you so choose. And it's a really great way to be organized. And, if you're building a pretty intricate model, this 32 Ford's a level 5. I missed one there. This 32 Ford's a level 5, so there's like 200 plus pieces to it. It's a really good, easy way for me to be organized with it as I'm grabbing stuff. Because what I do when I'm about to build a model is I have the instructions out before me, and this is what I recommend to everybody. Grab your instructions, read through the whole thing a couple times, make notes, make copious notes. The first thing I do, and I want to show you what I do with models. So here are our instructions. What I do for every single model build, you can see is, now the camera does have the things rotated backwards, so the wording is going to show in reverse. But I make a sticky note, and I go through all the paints that I need for a build. That's the first thing I always do, is I go through. Now, I don't paint all the models exactly as they say. I also do research on, for instance, my Titanic build. I look for some of the colors of, do I want to use what they recommend or do I want to use something else in that sense. Alright, so what I was talking about though, looking at the load. So let's look at the reefer trailer. For the build of the reefer trailer, there's actually parts in here where, and now again this is going to read backwards, but it actually says here this line here that you can't see. It says assemble all parts in step 1 and then paint. So you want to have all these pieces done and together before you paint. So it's one of those things you want to know what you need to do before. I don't recommend painting right off the bat because, for instance, a motor. So let's talk about the semi-tractor trailer motor. Here's the motor here. Let me get it under some light. I assembled most of the motor that's all going to be one color and put that all together before I painted it. And then I also did the cleaning up of the lines so that I don't have seam lines and that kind of stuff. Even though there's going to be parts on top of it, I have to clean the lines. So yeah, you want to go through and look at what you're going to need to clean up when you're building your models. So this is a great tool. I think it was like $25 on Amazon, and like I said, I'll throw a link in the comments. Again, this is not a. I'm sorry. I'll throw a link in on the YouTube channel. But this is a great tool. I haven't painted on this yet, but I think I will. I did use another method. We're going to get into that, but this is kind of. I'm not saying that you should always, but I like priming while they're still in the spruces and then clipping them off and putting them together. But I recommend going through and painting the parts that need to be assembled first, though. So that I do clip off the spruces and that kind of stuff. So yeah, so that's that. Really, really cool. I mean, and it's even labeled A, B, C, D all the way to O on this. But so if you have racks that have, because they're all numbered 1, 2, 3 for the parts, you can put them in numerical order if you really wanted to. So yeah, there's that. Now getting into the actual prep work of when I'm building models. This is how I do my prep work. So I have a ton of these organizational trays. I got them on Amazon, and what I did is I got them for all the drawers in the shop. Every drawer has a ton of these inside of them, and you can plug and play however you want. If you want to, they all interlock and that kind of stuff. So I can take these all out and put them like this, and and now they're all fit together, and that takes no effort whatsoever. But what I like to do, again, like all of my drawers for organization have these in here, but what I use these for is for model building as well. So the parts to the 32 Ford are in here. Not really so much this one, but this is the build for the 32 Ford. And so what's in here, if I want to try and tilt the camera so you guys can see inside of here. I have it set up. This is for the motor build. This part here, and it's set up for the left and right side of the motor with the headers, the exhaust, and then you have, like I have my central manifold, and the chromed pieces are in there, and you'll see the motor in a second. But I wanted to have these parts all cut up, and what I did is when I pulled them off the spruces, I put them all in here, and when I put them together, I glued them all up, cleaned them all up, primed them, and then when I'm done and I let the primer set, which it has, I'll put the parts back in here so they're all organized. I haven't primed the dashboard or the door panels because I have a bunch of photo etching that I plan on doing for those parts, so I need to do that first. So that's why they're still in there. And then I have a bunch of body work on the car as well. So everything's not in there, but I like to break it down by section. So like when I was doing the trailer build, I would put things in for steps. So to give you a view of the trailer build, this is straight from the Airbrush booth. I haven't painted them yet, but this is the rear assembly for the tires for the trailer, and this was like a several step part. There was a whole bunch of parts on this thing. Everything is very individual and that kind of stuff, and very delicate. These little hooks here, I don't know if you can see them under. You can see that little hook. Each one of those are individual pieces. I almost broke them off like 10 times. So it's just a very delicate piece. But, yeah, these things all assembled. Every single one of these things is an individual part. Really, really a cool, detailed model. But I need to assemble this first before I can, you know, put some paint on it and then go through the detail work. And so that's what I recommend using these trays for. You can break up your assemblies. You can clip everything, clean it all up, sand off all the clip marks, all that kind of stuff. Get them real nice and clean, almost ready for paint, and then, you know, then the step is just putting them together. So it keeps you organized. You don't lose a piece or something like that. It saves you a lot of headaches. So, yeah. And yes, I do build multiple models all at the same time. It's just how I'm very, very ADD. I get distracted. I can't do one model at once. So these trays are great. What these clips are for is for the next thing I wanted to talk about. So again, another Amazon find. All this is a block with a bunch of holes drilled into it. But what's really cool about it is you use these alligator clips, and I don't have there's rubber protection on the clips. Some of them you have to put those on yourself. Some I don't want them to be on, some I do. And I do case by case. I have bags full of them. But how it kind of works is you clip your piece that you're going to be painting, and then you can just put it in there. And now when I'm going to paint something, I can hold the stick, airbrush it, or I can just put them all on the stand, airbrush them, and it's just a good, easy way to paint your stuff. I don't know the exact term for what this thing's called. It's a model painting stand base is what they call it. And there's like 40 clips for these things. Or it's 40 pieces. So this thing is just really, really awesome. Really, really simple. I mean, you could make this at home. But if I remember correctly, it was like 20 bucks. It was so inexpensive that it was more effort for me to make than just buy one. So, and I actually bought two. So I want you guys to be able to see. We'll do kind of a Julia Child's before and after, a Ronco product. And so that's what it looks like when you get it. This is me currently using it. So I've got a number of parts mixed in here. I've got the motor for my semi-tractor trailer build. I've got the 32 Ford, a number of parts. There's the engine. And you can see a variety of the parts in there, the chassis in there, seats, that kind of thing. Still got a lot of parts for the 32 Ford to do, but I break it up in sections. So that's how I've been going about it. So like I said, this thing's 20 bucks. It's an easy way to sort. You can see why I keep toothpicks around. Is that for pieces that have holes in them, I just put the toothpick through the hole and then clip it to the alligator clip, rather than clip directly on the plastic. It gives me a cleaner paint job, and there's no way I'm going to miss a spot. So yeah, I wanted to kind of share this. This thing's, and it's pretty easy for me to move it around without having to worry about stuff coming off. Another trick I use, here, I'll grab one so you guys can see it. Let me see if the camera, you can get it to focus here. But this is like one of the radiator fans. If you can see that smudge on the back, because there's the radiator fan. Now let's get under light. There's the radiator fan. You can look at the back, you'll see a little bit of blue. That is sticky tack. So all I did was just stick some sticky tack to the back side that I knew would not be in the model, or not be, you know, this is going to be flush up against the radiator. So just stick some sticky tack on there, and then stick your clip on there. Boom. I've got it on the stick. It's solid. It's not going to come off. And it allows me to paint something without having to worry about losing the piece or flinging off somewhere. But at the same time, I get a good solid coat, and I don't have any streaks or, double over marks that make it uneven when I paint it. I did paint all these with Mr. Surfacer 1500, which you can just see. I mean, I'm really trying this new primer out, and I love it. It's absolutely It's absolutely outstanding. Worth every penny. I highly recommend. And we'll do a review sometime of paints and that kind of stuff. I'm playing around with a lot of stuff. I've got a big shipment that came in recently from Model Masters. I've found another paint that's local that's really great. So kind of getting more into the prep paint work and painting because it's all part of the prep. You saw the rotating disc that came that I have here that has this came with my Bear booth, and it's a Lazy Susan. It rotates freely, and so when I'm airbrushing, I can just spin stuff. Now, in combination with my, with the paint block, I can put this down, and now I can rotate the pieces. If you don't have an airbrush booth, there is a way for you to get one of like a similar system, the Lazy Susan. And I'm going to show you that, which I did purchase, which I've tried it already for a couple bodies, and I love it. So this is what I'm talking about here. So this is the semi, let me get it down here. So this is the semi cab, and you can see, I mean, this thing's awesome. It is specifically made, it's adjustable. There's wire clips on the inside, and I've used this to paint both the 32 Ford body and the semi-tractor trailer cab, and you can adjust it. You can see the clips right here. You can adjust it for different sizes, so different chassis, and then it's designed to you push it right on top, and it's on a Lazy Susan, so this thing will spin, and I can get perfect coverage of the whole thing. I can pick it up. I can move it around. It's just great. And it also comes with, if you order this, it also comes with this other Lazy Susan. To be honest, I wish TAMIYA, it is a TAMIYA product. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. TAMIYA. It's Japanese. If you ever order one of their things, it's going to have a bunch of the Cyrillic writing all over it. I don't know if it's Cyrillic. Whatever the Japanese type writing is called, I can't remember. Not Cyrillic, that's Russian, I think. Whatever, I don't care. Anyways, so the other thing that comes in this box is this Lazy Susan, and these are clips, by the way, just similar to the Alligator clips that I showed you, which are, just a press and, the teeth bite into. This is a little bit more forgiving. It's, and you can clip that on, and then it just easily slots into, and so you have that, and it also spins. So that's another way to go about it. I think these two pieces together weren't overly expensive. I think it was $25 to $30 for the two of them. I wish that they sold this one separate of this. I really didn't need this. This was just kind of like it came with it, so whatever. But this is what I wanted, the chassis stand for painting. I honestly, I bought it just for this. And it's an awesome product, awesome use, very simple. It's one of those simple, easy things, but I feel like I'd be doing more work to make one myself than just buying one. So it is made of plastic, very simple, and like I said, it's awesome. So yep, just wanted to share that with you guys. Again, that's just kind of the gist of putting together this stuff and how I do prep work on models as I'm building them, and then there's obviously other techniques that go along with it, and we'll get into those later: filling putty, sanding, that kind of stuff. So, well, you guys all have a great St. Patty's Day. Be safe out there. Don't do things St. Patrick wouldn't do. I will see you guys in the next one. Have a great rest of your day. Let your paintbrush tell your story. And this is JP signing off. I'll see you guys. Have a great